words of ages, and mine a word of a mother. En masse. A word of the faith that never works. Here or henceforward, it is all the same to me. I accept time or something. It alone is without fault. It alone rounds and completes all of it. That mystic, that phenomenon alone is all. I accept reality and dare not question. Materialism first and last and great. Hurrah for positive science. Long live exact demonstration. Fetch stone pot mixed with cedar and branches of life. This is the lexicon. This the chemist. This made a grammar of the old cartouches. These mariners put the ship through dangerous unknown seas. This is the geologist. This works with the scalpel. And this is a mathematician. Gentlemen, to you the first honors always. Your facts are useful, and yet they are not my dwelling. I but enter by them to an area of my dwelling. Less the reminders of properties told my words, and more the reminders they of life untold, and of freedom and extrication, and make short account of neuters and gelflings, and favor men and women fully equipped, and beat the gong of revolt, and stop with fugitives, and them that plot and conspire. Wall, the cosmos, of Manhattan the sun, turbulent, fleshy, sensual, eating, drinking, and breeding. No sentimentalist, no stander above men and women, or partial. No more modest than immodest. Unscrew the locks from the doors. Unscrew the doors themselves from their jams. Whoever degrades another degrades me, and whatever is done or said returns at last to me. Through me, the afflatus surging and surging. Through me, the current and index. I speak the password primeval. I give the sign of democracy. By God, I will accept nothing which all cannot have their counterpart on the same terms. Through me, many long, dumb voices. Voices of the interminable generations of prisoners and slaves. Voices of the diseased and despairing, of thieves and dwarfs. Voices of cycles of preparation and depletion, and of the thread that connect the stars, and of wounds, and of the heartless, and of the rights of them the others are dying, of the deformed, trivial, flat, foolish, despised, fog in the air, beetles rolling balls of dung. Through me, forbidden voices, voices of sexes and lusts, voices veiled and unmoved veiled, voices indecent, by me clarified and transfigured. I do not press my fingers across my mouth. I keep as delicate along the bowels and along the head and heart. Copulation is no more rank to me than death is. I believe in the flesh and the appetites. Seeing, hearing, feeling are miracles, and each part entangled is a miracle. Divine am I, inside and out, and I make holy whatever I touch I am touched from. The scent of these armpits aroma, finer than prayer. This head, more than churches, Bibles, and all the creeds. If I worship one thing more than another, it shall be the spread of my own body or any part of it. The translucent mold of me shall be you. Shaded ledges and rests, it shall be you. Firm masculine pulpit, it shall be you. Whatever goes to the turret of me, it shall be you. You, my rich blood. Your milky stream haze quickens my life. Breast that presses against other breasts, it shall be you. My brain, it shall be your occult calculations. Roof of washed sweetly, timorous promiscuity, nest of guarded duplicate eggs, it shall be you. Mixed tousled hay of head, beard, brawn, it shall be you. Trickling sap of maple, fiber of manly wheat, it shall be you. Sun so generous, it shall be you. Vapors lighting and shading my face, it shall be you. You sweaty brooks and dews, it shall be you. Winds whose soft tickling genitals rub against me, it shall be you. Broad muscular fields, branches of live oak, loving longer in my winding paths, it shall be you. Hands I have taken, face I have kissed, mortal I have ever touched, it shall be you. I go to myself. There is that lot of me, oh so luscious. Each moment and whatever happens, fills me with joy. I cannot tell how my ankles bend, nor hence the cause of my faintest wish, nor the cause of the friendship I lead, nor the cause of the friendship I take. As I walk up my stoop, I pause to consider it a weary beauty, a morning glory of my home that satisfies me more than the physics of books. To behold the daybreak, a little light fades the immense and darkness shadows. The air tastes good to my throat. Hefts of the moving world of innocent gamble silently rising, freshly exuding, scooting obliquely, high and low. Something I cannot see puts upward libidinous prongs. Seas of bright juice suffuse heaven. The earth by the sky stayed with. The daily close of their junction. The heaved challenge from the east, that moment over my head. The mocking taunt. See then whether you shall be master. Dazzling and tremendous how quick the sunrise would kill me, if I could not now and always send sunrise out of me. We also ascend, dazzling and tremendous as the sun. We found our own in the calm and cool of the daybreak. My voice goes after what my eyes cannot reach. With the twirl of my tongue I encompass worlds and volumes of words. Speech is the twin of my vision. It is unequal to measure itself. It provokes me forever. It says sarcastically, "Why don't you contain enough? Why don't you let it out then?" Come now, I dare not be tantalized. You conceive too much of articulation. Do you not know, O speech, how the buds beneath you are folded, waiting in gloom, protected by frost? The dirt receding before my prophetical screams, I underline causes to balance them at last. My knowledge, my life paths, is keeping tally with the meaning of all things. Happiness, which whoever hears me, like whom I have set out in search of, this day. My final merit I refuse. I refuse putting from me that I will encompass worlds, never tried them. I crowd your sweetest and best by simply looking forward. Writing and talk do not prove me. I carry the canon of proof and everything else in my face. The hush of my lips, cold, fine whisper. Now I will do nothing but listen, to approve what I hear and to this sound, to let sounds contribute to it. I hear, like roars of birds, bustle of roaring heat, gossip of flames, clap of sticks clicking my knees. I hear the sound of the human voice. I hear all sounds running together, combined, fused or following. Sounds of the city, sounds of the city, sounds of the island night, clatter of young ones to raise the blood, a loud laugh of work people at their knees, the angry bass of disgruntled friendship, the faint tones of the sick, the judge with hands tight to the desk, his pallid lips pronouncing the death sentence, the hooty-yo of stevedores unlading ships by the wharves, the refrain of the anchor lifters, the ring of alarm bells, the cry of fire, the whir of swift-streaking engines and hose-carts with premonitory tinkles and colored lights, the steam whistle, the solid roll of the train of approaching cars, the slow march fade at the head of the association marching two and two. They go to guard some ports, the flag tops are draped with black muslin. I hear the violoncello is the young man's heart's content. I hear the keyed cornet that glides quickly into my ears and shakes mad sweet pangs to my belly and breast. I hear the chorus of the grand opera. The tenor, large and fresh as the creation fruit. The orbit flex of his mouth is poured, filling and full. I hear the trained soprano. What work with hers is this? The orchestra whirls me wider than Uranus flies. It wrenches such ardors from me, I did not know I possessed them. It sails me, I dab with bare feet. They are licked by the indolent waves. I am cut by bitter and angry hail. I lose my breath. Steeped amid honeyed morphine, my windpipe throttled in fakes of death. At length let up again to feel the puzzle of puzzles. And that we call beauty. To be in any form, what is that? Round and round we go. All of us never come back bigger. If nothing lay more developed, the hard in its callous shell will not. Mine is no callous shell. I have instant conductors all over me where I pass or stop. They seize every object and lead it harmlessly to me. I merely stir, press, feel with my fingers, and am happy. To touch my person to someone else's is about as much as I can stand. Is this then a touch? Delivering me to a new identity? Flames and ether making a rush for my veins? Treacherous tip of me reaching and crowding to help them? My flesh and blood playing out lightning to strike what is hardly different from myself. On all sides, prurient provokers stiffening my limbs, straining the udder of my heart for its withheld drip. Behaving licentiously, taking no denial, depriving me of my best as for a purpose, unbuttoning my clothes, holding me by the bare waist, eluding my confusion with the calm of the sunlight and pasture fields, immodestly sliding the fellow senses away. They bribed to swap off with touch and go and graze at the edges of me. No consideration, no regard for my draining strength, my hunger, fetching the rest of the herd around to enjoy them a while, then all uniting to stand on my head. The sentries desert every other party. They have left me helpless to a red moor. They all come to the headland to witness and assist against me. I am given up by traitors. I talk wildly. I have lost my wits. I and nobody else am the greatest traitor. I went myself first to the headland. My own hands carried me there. You villain, touch, what are you doing? My breath is tight in its throat. Unclench your floodgates. You are too much for me. Blind, loving, rescuing touch. Sheathed, hooded, sharp-toothed touch. Did it make you ache so, leaving me? Parting tracked by arriving. Perpetual payment of perpetual loan. With showering rain and recompense richer afterward. Sprouts take and accumulate, stand by the curb, prolific and vital. Landscapes projected, masculine, full-sized and golden. All true, its weight in all things. They neither hasten their own delivery nor resist it. They do not need the obstetric forceps of the surgeon. The insignificance of the victim is any. What is less or more than a touch? Logical sermons never convince. The damp of the night drives deeper into my soul. Only what proves itself to every man and woman is so. Only what nobody denies is so. A minute and a drop of me settle my brain. I believe the saddle clouds shall become another's in maps, and a compend of compends is the meat of a man or woman. And the summit and flower bears the feeling they have for each other, and they are to branch boundlessly out of that lesson until it becomes unlimited, until one and all shall part us, and we then. I believe a leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars, and the pismire is equally perfect, and a grain of sand, and the egg of the wren, and the tree toad is a chef d'oeuvre of the highest, and the running blackberry would adorn the parlors of heaven, and the narrowest hinge in my hand puts to scorn all machinery, and the cow, crunching with depressed head, surpasses any statue, and a mouse is miracle enough to dispatch us sextillions of infidels. I find I incorporate nice, cold, long-threaded moss, fruits, grains, esculent roots, and am stuccoed with quadrupeds and birds all over, and have distanced what is behind me for good reasons, but call anything back again when I desire it. In vain the speeding or shyness. In vain the plutonic rocks send their old heat against my approach. In vain the mastodon retreats beneath its own powdered bones. In vain objects stand leagues off and assume manifold shapes. In vain the ocean settling in hollows and the great monsters lying low. In vain the buzzard houses herself with the sky. In vain the snake slides through the creepers and logs. In vain the elk takes to the inner passes of the woods. In vain the razor-billed auk sails far north to Labrador. I follow quickly. I ascend to the nest in the fissure of the cliff. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so passive and subcontinent. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied. Not one is demented with the many of owning things. Not one kneels to another, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me, and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Myself moving forward then and now and forever, gathering and showing more, always and with velocity, infinite and omnigenous, and the like of these among them, not too exclusive toward the reachers of my remembrances, picking out here one that I love, and now go with him on brotherly terms. A gigantic beauty of a stallion, fresh and responsive to my caresses. Head high in the forehead, wide between the ears, limbs glossy and supple, tail dusting the ground, eyes full of sparkling wickedness, ears finely cut, flexibly moving. His nostrils dilate as my heels embrace him. His well-built limbs tremble with pleasure as we race around and return. I bejouse you a minute, then I resign myself. Why do I need your places when I myself outgallant? Even as I stand or sit, passing faster than you. Space and time. Now I see it is true. What I guessed when I loafed on the grass. What I guessed while I lay alone in my bed. And again as I walked the beach under the paling stars of the morning. My ties and ballasts leave me. My elbows rest in sea gaps. I skirt sierras. My palms cover continents. I am afoot with my vision. By the city's quadrangular houses, in log huts, camping with lumbermen, along the ruts of the turnpike, along the dry gulch and rivulet bed, weeding my onion patch, or hoeing rows of carrots and crosses, crossing savannas, trailing in forests, prospecting, gold digging, girdling the trees of a new purchase, scorched ankle-deep by the hot sand, hauling my boat down the shallow river, where the panther walks to and fro on a limb overhead, where the buck turns furiously at the hunter, where the rattlesnake sounds his flabby length on a rock, where the otter is feeding on fish, where the alligator in his tough pimples sleeps by the bayou, where the black bear is searching for roots or honey, where the beaver pats the mud with his paddle-shaped tail, over the growing sugar, over the yellow-flowered cotton plant, over the licensed low moist field, over the sharp-toothed farmhouse with its scalloped scum and slender shoots and feathers, over the western persimmon, over the long-leaved corn, over the delicate blue flower flax, over the white and brown buckwheat, a hummer and buzzer there with the rest, over the dusky green of the rye as it ripples and shades in the breeze, scaling mountains, pulling myself cautiously up, holding on my low, scraggly limbs, walking the path worn in the grass, and beat through the leaves of the brush, where the quail is whistling betwixt the woods and the woodlot, where the bat flies in the 7-month eve, where the great gold bug drops through the dark, where the brook puts out of the roots of the old tree and flows to the meadow, where cattle stand and shake away flies with the tremulous shuddering of their hides, where the cheesecloth hangs in the kitchen, where andirons straddle the hearth slab, where cobwebs fall in festoons from the rafters, where trip hammers crash, where the press is whirling its cylinders, wherever a human heart beats with terrible falls under its ribs, where the pear-shaped balloon is floating aloft, floating in it myself and looking composedly down, where the light car is drawn on the slipped moose, where the heat hatches pale green eggs in the dented sand, where the she-whale swims with her calf and never forsakes it, where the steamship trails highways its long pennant of smoke, where the fin of a shark cuts like a black chip out of the water, where the half-burned brig is riding on unknown currents, where shells roll to her slimy deck, where the dead are corrupting below, where the dense-starred flag is borne at the head of the regiments, approaching Manhattan up by the long stretching island, under Niagara, the cataract falling like a veil over Metropolis, upon the doorstep, upon the horse block of hardwood outside, upon the racecourse, or enjoying picnics or jigs of a good game of baseball, at Heath Festival, with blackguards flying, ironical whistles, bulldances, drinking, laughing, at the cider mill tasting the sweets of the brown mash, sucking the juice through the straw, at apple peelings wanting kisses for all the red people, at mustards, beach crocks, friendly bees, huskies, house raisins, where the mockingbird sounds his delicious gurgles, cackles, screams, weeps, where the hayrick stands in the barnyard, where the dry stalks are scattered, where the brood cow waits in the hovel, where the bull advances to do his masculine work, where the stud to the mare, where the cock is treading the hen, where the heifers browse, where geese snip their food with short jerks, where sundown shadows lengthen over the limitless and lonesome prairie, where herds of buffalo make a crawling spread of the square miles far and near, where the hummingbird shimmers, where the neck of a long-lived swan is curving and winding, where the laughing gull scoots by the shore, where she laughs her near-human laugh, where beehives range on a gray bench in the garden half hid by the high weeds, where band-necked partridges roost in a ring on the ground with their heads out, where burial coaches enter the arched gates of a cemetery, where winter wolves bark amid wastes of snow and icicle trees, where the yellow-crowned heron comes to the edge of the marsh at night and feeds upon small crabs, where the splash of swimmers and divers cools the warm noon, where the katydid works a chromatic reed on a walnut tree over the well, through patches of citrons and cucumbers with silver-wire leaves, through the salt with their orange blade or under conical firs, through the gymnasium, through the curtain saloon, through the office of public hall, pleased with the naked, pleased with the poor, pleased with the new and old, pleased with the homely woman as well as the handsome, pleased with the Quakeress as she puts off her bonnet and talks to ladies, pleased with the tune of the choir of the whitewashed church, pleased with the earnest words of the sweating Methodist preacher, impressed seriously at the captain. Looking in at the shop windows of Broadway the whole forenoon, plaiting the flesh of my nose on the thick plate glass, wandering the same afternoon with my face turned up to the clouds, or down a lane, or along the beach, my right and left arms around the sides of two friends, and I in the middle, coming home, silent and dog-cheeked bush boy, behind me lies the dreadful day. Far from the settlement, studying the print of animals' feet or moccasin feet, by the cot in the hospital reaching lemonade to a feverish patient. Nigh the coffin corpse when all was still, examining the candle, voyaging to every port to victory and adventure, hurrying with the modern crowd, as eager and fickle as any, hot for a one I hate, ready in my madness to knife him, solitary at midnight in my backyard, my thoughts gone from me a long while. Walking the old rosy riviera with a beautiful, gentle God by my side. Speeding through space, speeding through heaven and the stars, speeding amid the 7 satellites on the broad ring in the diameter of 80,000 miles, speeding with tailed meteors throwing fireballs like the rest, carrying the crescent child that carries its own full mother in its belly, storming, enjoying, planning, loving, cautioning, backing and filling, appearing and disappearing. I tread day and night such roads. I visit the orchards of spheres and look at the product, and look at quintillions ripening, and look at quintillions green. I fly those flights of a fluid and swallowing soul. My course runs below the soundings of plummets. I help myself to material and immaterial. No guard can shut me off, no law prevent me. I anchor my ship for a little while only. My messengers continually cruise away or bring their returns. I go hunting polar furs in the sea, leaping chasms with a pike-pointed staff, clinging to topples of brittle and blue. I ascend to the foretop. I take my place late at night in the crow's nest. We sail the Arctic Sea. It is plenty long enough. Through the clear atmosphere, I stretch around in a wonderful beauty, The enormous masses of ice pass me, and I pass them. The scenery is plain in all directions. The white-topped mountains show in the distance. I dare to pass it. We are approaching some great battlefield in which we are soon to be engaged. We pass the colossal outposts of the encampment. We pass with still feet and caution, while we are entering by the southern some vast and ruined city. The blocks and fallen architecture more than all the living cities of the globe. I am a free companion. I bivouac by invading watchfires. I turn the bridegroom out of bed and stay with the bride myself. I tighten her all night to my thighs and lips. My voice is the wife's voice. The screech by the rail of the stairs. I fetch my man's body up dipping in the long night. I understand the large hearts of heroes, the courage of present times and all times. How the skipper saw the proudly and motherly of the steamship, and death chasing it up and down the storm. How he knuckled tight and gave not back an inch, and was faithful of days and faithful of nights. And chalked in large letters on a board, "Be of good cheer, we will not desert you." How he followed with them and tacked with them 3 days and would not give it up. How he saved the drifting company at last. How the lank, loose-bound women looked and voted from the sight of their prepared graves. How the silent, old-faced infants and the lifted sick and the sharp-lipped, unshaved men. All this I swallow. It tastes good. I like it well. It becomes mine. I am the man. I suffered. I was there. The disdain and calmness of martyrs. The mother of old condemned for a witch, burnt with dry wood, her children gazing on. The hounded slave that flags in the race, leans by the fence, blowing, covered with sweat. The twinges that sting like needles his legs and neck, the murderous buckshot and the bullets. All these I feel, or am. I am the hounded slave. I wince at the bite of the dogs. Hell and despair are upon me. Crack and again crack the marksmen. I clutch the rails of the fence. My gored limbs hinge with the oozes and skin. I fall on the weeds and stones. The riders spur their unwilling horses, haul close, taunt my dizzy ears, and beat me violently over the head with whipstocks. Agonies are one of my changes of garments. I do not ask the wounded person how he feels. I myself become the wounded person. My hurts turn livid upon me as I use the cane to observe it. I am the mashed fireman of the breastbone. Tumbling walls buried in the heat and smoke I inspired. I heard the yelling shouts of my comrades. I heard the distant click of their picks and shovels. They have cleared the beams away. They tenderly I lie in the night air in my red shirt. The pervading hush is from my sake. Painless after all. I'm exhausted, but not so unhappy. White and beautiful are the faces around me. The heads are bared to their fireplace. The kneeling crowd fades with the light of the torches. Distant and dead resuscitate. They show at the dial, or move with the hand wheel. I am caught myself. I am an old artillerist. I tell of my fort's bombardment. I am there again. Again, the long roll of the drummers. Again, the attacking cannon and mortars. Again, to my listening ears, the cannon responsive. I take part. I see and hear the whole. The cries, curses, roar, the plaudits for well-aimed shots. The ambulanza slowly passing, trailing its red drip. Workmen searching after damages, making indispensable repairs. The fall of grenades through the rent roof, the fan-shaped explosion, the whiz of limbs, heads, stone, wood, iron, high in the air. Again gurgles the mighty undying breath. He furiously raises his head. He gasps through the clock. Mine, not me. Mine, the entrenchments.
이게 앉아야 되는데 높다, 그지? 여기 저.
제가 나야지. 응? 편하게 가야지. 제가 낫잖아. 편하게 같아야.
그러니까 페달을 바꿔야 된대.
됐어.
그것도 어른들이